Deni Avdija started off as one of the most underrated and overlooked players on the Wizards heading into this season. ESPN's depth charts headed into this season didn't even have Deni Avdija on the depth chart at his position of small forward. He wasn't even there. Not number 4, not number 5. He was not there throughout the offseason. That's how much he was overlooked. Sure, the Wizards did bring in a lot of depth. KCP, Kyle Kuzma, Corey Kispert, guys like Davis Bertans still there. But not even on the depth chart. But now, only a year away, or a year removed from being a first overall pick, a lottery pick at that, yet somehow still overlooked, he has very much been proving his value to this Washington Wizards team. Not statistically from an offensive standpoint and a typical counting stats standpoint, but on the defensive end, Deni Avdija has been absolutely brilliant. And so today I wanted to talk a little bit about his defensive impact and how he continues to be overlooked across the NBA. So, as mentioned, Deni Avdija is only a year removed from being a lottery pick. He was drafted 9th overall in the 2020 NBA draft. Yet, as mentioned, he seemed to be overlooked by a lot of people heading into this season. There was many NBA YouTubers across the platform that when discussing the Wizards for the season, whether it was a season preview, discussing their depth chart, discussing their moves after the Russell Westbrook trade, Deni Avdija was not considered part of that rotation that they were discussing. It was, of course, Dinwiddie, Beal, KCP, Kuzma, Gafford, Prez, Bertans, and then, of course, Aaron Holiday was brought in, Raul Neto was there, Thomas Bryant when he came back, Rui Hachimura, of course, who still hasn't played yet this year, unfortunately. But Deni Avdija was not really part of that discussion at all. And he's only a year removed from being a lottery pick, yet he was so overlooked. But so far this year, he has grabbed the attention of anyone who has watched the Washington Wizards. Now, I will note, Deni Avdija has not taken the step forward offensively that many people have hoped and do hope that Deni Avdija will take in the NBA, as he did have offensive upside, at least to a much greater degree than he has shown so far as he was drafted. But still only averaging about 6 points per game, still fairly inefficient from the field and from deep, he still remains very impactful to this Washington Wizards team, and there's a reason why he's still playing 22 minutes a night for this Washington Wizards group, and I'm very sure will continue to be a part of the rotation even when Rui Hachimura is back in the lineup. Not that they're at the exact same position, but they are still taking up forward minutes, and Deni Avdija does see a little bit of time at the 4 from time to time, given the fact that he is 6'9" and has extremely good length on the defensive end. And speaking about length on the defensive end, that's one of the big reasons that Deni Avdija is so impactful on the defensive end. His length is extremely disruptive, whether that's for contesting shots, whether that's contesting perimeter shots, whether it's disrupting passing lanes and disrupting the dribble, or even contests at the rim, whether he's helping on bigs or just defending his wing that he is guarding on finishes at the rim. His length is extremely disruptive on the defensive end. It allows him to be extremely good on-ball defender. At 6'9", 210 pounds, he still has fairly good mobility as well, and is extremely good at staying in front of his man, and that length just allows him to then have very good contests. This Wizards team is not filled with a team that you would necessarily consider an elite defense. A fine one, but not elite. Bradley Beal hasn't always been an amazing defensive player, although I think he can be when he wants to be. Spencer Dinwiddie, not an elite defensive player by any stretch. KCP, a solid defender, no doubt, but not as good as he used to be. Daniel Gafford's a solid rim protector. Montrezl Harrell is undersized at the 5 spot. Davis Bertans is not a great defender. It's a team that you'd be like, yeah, probably a top half defense, but not an elite defense. But the Wizards are currently 7th in defensive rating and ahead of a team like the Jazz, the Celtics, the Cavs, the Bucks. And sure, some of those teams have dealt with some injuries this year, some slow starts. But nonetheless, the fact that the Wizards are doing that well on the defensive end is extremely impressive. And Deni Avdija's wing defense and ability to lock down top wings across the NBA so far this season has been a big part in why the Wizards have had so much defensive success. Sure, you would love to see Deni Avdija have more offensive success, and that may still come with time, as he still is shooting below 32% from deep, and you would love to see that climb moving forward. But there's no doubt, even with him still struggling on the offensive end to the degree you would like to see him succeed at in the NBA, Deni Avdija is still a very impactful piece of this Washington Wizards team, and a very, very good wing defender in this 2021-22 NBA season. That being said, that is my thoughts on Deni Avdija so far this year with the Washington Wizards. Be sure to let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.